Hi, everyone. I have one that believes we've been talking and discussing different things. And one of the things we've been discussing is that there's been a posting on everything, somebody pointing out everything negative about all the exchanges and that we aren't going to get near what we think we're getting and so on and so forth. And I think he must have some kind of an agenda or something because it doesn't agree with anything that I've heard and I don't know anyone that knows anything different than what we've heard by all the people that we've been hearing from. And so anyway, uh, the one that believes has been researching this, and he believes the same way, pretty much the same way as I do. And I want you to know that I agree with everything he's going to tell you right now. So go ahead and tell him about the one who believes.
All right. Thank you, Gary. Yeah, I'm not going to read the original post, but it's titled "Latest Intel Facts GCR/RV Update Guest Post by Over and Out," and I read that, and it was so off. I felt compelled that I had to respond to it on a point by point basis because that kind of a post can scare people, and it's just not right. So I'm not going to read the original post, but I'm going to read my post, and in my post I'm going to be speaking some of the points that this person made, and then I'm going to give you my counterpoints on it. So here we'll start out regarding latest intel facts GCR RV update. Note: I couldn't disagree more with the tone and intent of this post. I find that there may be correct facts asserted, but they are misrepresented by context. It is not my intent to argue this matter, but instead to present my take on the information presented and let you decide for yourself. You should know and notice that my intent is to protect you and give you a positive perspective to consider to make you feel better and keep you safe in the end. The post I'm responding to, point by point in information, is posted here, and that's the post I had mentioned by Over and Out. Point number one: the date of the GCR. His post said, and I guess it's a he, I don't know, but from now on I'm going to say he. His post said, there is no set date for this event to unfold. Even the source does not have a date for this all to be completed by. It will be done when it is done, but you will only know it is done once it has been done. Okay, what I think. I disagree with this assertion in that there have been many dates set and missed time and time again. The fact is, there are beneficial energy windows, one of which is the holiday season, and we are in it right in the middle of it right now. Does this matter? No. This point is of no consequence because whether or not they have set the date exactly, and I think they have, it may get changed again anyway. So what's new? And so what if it does? It will just get reset again. They want and need to get this done so that NASARA can be announced, and then the Republic can be announced, and then disclosure be announced, and so on and so forth. Of interest in this matter is the Kent Dunn report that they have 15,000 arrest warrants ready for January 1st. And for those listening to this live or shortly after, that's already tomorrow. In fact, where I'm at, it's already tomorrow. It's already January 1st. And that tells me that some important announcements will be made to start the arresting procedures. And that will most likely be after the GCR has begun and not before. So we know that part of NASARA is a lot of mass arrests. And so if they have 15,000 arrest warrants that are ready to go as of January 1st, that means this is about ready to go very shortly. Okay, point number two. Says Tier 4 has to wait till all others are done. Says this post said, for your peace of mind, I can tell you that the process is very near the end. T1, T2 have already been funded. T3 is on the verge of being completed, and T4 will follow, but only after T1 through 3 have been finalized. And then it says, T4 cannot happen until those are done. Okay, we've heard that. Later in the post, it also says by the time T3 is completed, it will be open gateway for T4, which is us, but it won't matter, as by that time T4 arrives, it will then be public. Okay, I've explained this before, but I'm going to explain it here so you can understand what I think. This is nothing new. I already explained this in a prior post that T1 through T3, which is T1, 2, and 3, are groups. They're all groups. They're all special exchange situations. They're the bonds. They're the prosperity packages. They're all special situations where they all can be called in privately. They all know who they are. They're all registered. They're all private transactions. So that's easy. Frankly, they're handled way differently than we will be as individuals. So the fact that they will be done first is expected. They will go after it becomes public. I say that because once the 800 numbers come out, the GCR will be provable. The rates will be on the bank screens, and that makes it public. And so that is why we are last. We go when it's a public. However, that doesn't mean that it is announced publicly. That will come later, after we have been exchanging for a certain number of days, possibly 3 days. So what that's about is that when we go, people keep talking about the 800 numbers, but what they don't realize is when the 800 numbers come out, that's when it publicly is official. Anybody can look it up and know that this is real. That's why we wait. They can do T1, they can do T2, they can do T3 all day long without having to have the rates publicly available on the screen. But when they do T4, the rates have to be on the screen, and that makes it public, and that's why we're at the end of the line. Here it says, does it matter? No, this information does not matter in the least. It is old information that we already have. Basically, when this is ready to be exposed publicly, and it has been approved for the banks to switch over to the new rate, then we will get the 800 numbers to call, so we can go to the special exchange locations. So the answer is, we just wait for the 800s, just as we've been told, and what we know already. Okay. Then he made point number 3, which related to structured payments. He said, let it be known that this process is intended for humanity only. It is not intended to make people rich. Some of the payments will be done over a period of up to 50 years to rebuild this planet. Okay, what do I think? I agree with this point. When you realize that this whole money hydration plan involves the old historic bonds, which are the Federal Reserve bonds, the Chinese bonds, all those old historic bonds, from several different countries, which are specifically redeemed for humanitarian purposes, and including the prosperity package, which were just given out to those who signed up for humanitarian projects, then you could say it was all 100% for humanitarian use. Because the only way those bonds get redeemed and the only way those humanitarian projects are given out is for humanitarian use, although people can take an income from it. However, then you include the currencies in the mix, and it becomes a different story. You get to have all the money you get for your currency at the exchange rate, no question asked. So if you've got currency and the rate on the screen is X, whatever that rate is, that's your money. You don't have to have a humanitarian project. You don't have to qualify in any kind of way except that you have currency. If you have a lot, you will be rich, very rich. You need no humanitarian project and no payout period. That is the big difference between currency holders and historic bond holders. If you have currency, you have a right to exchange it. However, that being said, there are the privately negotiated rates, which are also called the sovereign rates. This extra high rate money is given expressly for humanitarian projects and won't be given to you unless you plan on using them for that reason. In fact, if your extra negotiated funds are high enough, you will in fact have a payout plan to meter out the funds to you over time. That is okay because you can't spend all that money at once anyway. So then, does this matter? No, this point doesn't matter either. No matter what you get, the regular exchange rate is for you to do with what you want. So what that means is whatever the currency is worth on the screen, that's your money. It's yours. However, if you get the extra high rate, you'll be expected to use the extra high part for humanitarian projects and will most likely be paid out over time. But this is nothing to worry about. We already know this. Okay, let's go on to point number 4. Okay. Point number 4 says, yes, you can be rich as Bill Gates. The poster said, to all the people, and I'm saying it in a tone that I think matches his tone, to all the people on here that think they're going to be able to exchange currency at the stupid rates being announced, think again. I know the rates and they are nothing like what you're being told on here. Please, people, use common sense. How can someone holding 100 T Zim notes become more wealthy than Bill Gates overnight? Please, stop being ignorant. They are not only going to put this wealth in the hands of you, let's see here, they are not going to put this wealth in the hands of you everyday individual people. It is not going to happen, period. Oh, I couldn't disagree more. This is what I think. I completely disagree with this point. If you have the historical bonds or the prosperity packages, then you are limited. You have a limited income, where the rest goes to humanitarian projects. However, the currencies are a completely different matter. If you have the right currency in the right amount, you will be richer than Gates. That is so logical. You hold certain currencies, and they are now trading and exchangeable at a new, higher rate, and then you exchange them for USD, or, of course, it'll be the US then, the new money. It's so simple. If you hold the currencies, you get the money. Simple as that. Does it matter? Yeah, this point matters, because it makes you think smaller than you should. You may take a rate that is way less than you could have or should have gotten. Ask for the highest rate available and see what is offered. Consider the NDA terms, if there is one, and decide what you will accept as a rate and what terms you will allow on the NDA, bearing in mind that you can negotiate items out of the NDA. But most importantly of all, ask for the highest rates they can offer you. Only then are they permitted to tell you what they are. So, that point, think big. You are going to get a lot of money, and a whole lot of you are going to be richer than Gates for sure. Okay. Point number 5. No redemption centers. This is pretty silly. The Post said, there are no redemption centers. The redemption centers are going to be your banks. Simple. Where you will be able to exchange your currency just like a tourist on vacation would. Man, I couldn't disagree more. This is what I think. I don't only disagree with this point, I find it very dangerous. I have also written a post on this as well, pointing out that the exchange centers have the most knowledgeable and highly trained people available for this transaction. Not the bank tellers, not the bank tellers at your corner bank. Also, there will be people walking into these centers with trillions of dollars in their pockets, and high security is a must. The average corner bank may have 1 or 2 rent-a-cops, which are not trained for this kind of protection. I think that this is bad, and that's all I'm going to say about it. But this is very, very wrong that they say this. Does it matter? Yes, it matters. The off-site exchange centers are the places where you'll be offered the highest rates and the best bonuses and perks. You will be afforded advice from the most highly trained personnel on trust and special accounts and all the special treatment you deserve. If you get tricked into going into a regular bank to exchange, you will be offered the street rate and will not get the same important information and services as the off-site locations offer. Frankly, I don't like that this was said in this post. However, is it something to worry about? No, not really, because when the 800 numbers come out, you will simply ask them about the off-site location and choose the one nearest you. So it's easy to check it out. When the 800 numbers come out, you call them up and say, hey, do you have exchange centers? And they say, sure do. What's your zip code? Then you know. Do not just go to your nearest bank first. Call the 800 numbers first and find out for yourself. Then you can decide. Okay, point number 6. Don't expect much. The post says, please get off your high horse and get ready for a realistic ending. Yes, you will make some money on your currency, but rest assured, you will need to keep your day job. It's like, oh my God, are you kidding me? What is the nerve of this person? What are they trying to do to people? Let me tell you what I think about this. I disagree, and I dislike this comment as well. By all means, get excited and get on your high horse. You are a chosen one. You are the meek who will inherit the earth. You have a very big job ahead, and no, it's not the job you have now. Does it matter? No, not really. This doesn't really matter except for it's a fear tactic. But don't worry. You're going to be getting the kind of money you think you are, and you will have a new job helping humanity raise up its vibration and repair the earth and our home. Decide for yourself. Remember, it is one or the other, because it can't be both. So here we are confronted with options number 1 and 2 again. Option number 1. If you believe that any one of these people, or all of them, or all of these intel providers, such as Joseph, Bruce, Fisher, TNT, Zora, or Veritas, then the 6,800 exchange centers, the privately negotiated rate, ZIM is a bond and at face value or more, private individual exchanges, Zimbabwe's extreme value, and that we are the chosen ones to help the world through humanitarian projects. Then those are all true statements. If you believe any one of these intel providers, or all of them, those are all true statements. Option number 2. The alternative is to believe that every one of these intel providers I just mentioned, and in the list above, in option number 1, is a great big lie. And then leave this poster, the one I just mentioned here, that there are no exchange centers. And by the way, don't expect much on your ZIM, your dinar, or any of the other currencies. So which is it? Option number 1, with all of these intel providers, if any one of them are correct, then all of those statements are correct. Exchange centers, privately negotiated rates, ZIM at face value, blah, blah, blah. For the record, I choose option 1. I'm just thinking out loud and trying to figure this out for myself. After all, this could be the most important decision I have ever made. And a lot of people are depending on me to get my exchange right. I do not want to make a mistake at this late stage of the game. This is a once and forever opportunity. So for the record, there is only one choice that makes sense to me, and that's option number 1, which is ZIM is offered at face value. There's 6,800 exchange centers. There's privately negotiated rates. Zimbabwe is extreme value. We're the chosen ones to help the planet do humanitarian projects. The bottom line. I know that some will take exception to this post. And to them I ask, why? This is a rational evaluation of the intel that's currently available and the list of the intel providers from which the known intel comes. The bottom line is you have to decide for yourself. Do not make your choice based on what I've chosen for myself. Instead, Consider these points I've made and include your own additional points as well. Frankly, there can only be one truth, which means it's one or the other. Choose wisely. May you get everything you want and live the life of your dreams. Find one who believes.
Thank you very much, One Who Believes. That was a fantastic report, and I'm with you 100% on it. It's the thing is that we have to remember this is an act of God. This is a biblical prophecy being fulfilled, and it's like it's supernatural. There's no question about that. Things are changing beyond what we really realize as far, but the Bible talks about the changing wood to bronze and bronze to silver and silver to gold. And that's, I believe, what we're going to be doing. And I believe it's going to be over the whole earth. And, it talks about the temple being built, the blueprints are actually in Ezekiel 40 to 47. And it doesn't mention gold once. But Solomon's temple is all gold overlaid. And with this, being it doesn't mention gold once, I believe that to me, it means that it's gold, solid gold in structure. And so think of the wealth and so forth as being used to literally uh, bring forth the kingdom. And it's like what we've been taught that Christ and God was going to do. He's going to do it through His people, His body, and that's you and I. We're the branch. And so anyway, it to me it all makes sense, but it can't be done. If God's in it, nothing can stop it. If God's not in it, nothing can make it happen. And I believed that since 1980, and I haven't seen anything really happen successful until now. And it's a finally a fulfilled prophecy that was given to me then. And many of you have had the same type of things told to you that you've been waiting for and praying for. And we're all coming together to get it done. That's what I think. And I want to thank you again, One Who Believes. And I want to thank all you people for sticking with it. It's faith.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that the thing is all these things that were said can all be negated just by when you call that 800 number and you ask them, are there exchange centers? They're going to say, yeah. And you take them. Oh, yeah, if you have them, you're going to go to a special exchange center. And when you sit down in front of the exchange and they tell you what they're going to give you for the them, you're going to know the truth. So you're not going to miss out. But whatever you do, don't just go straight to the bank. Call the 800 number first and find out what's true and what's not true for yourself. And then go from there. But remember, the exchange centers are set up for very, very wealthy people like you that are going to be going in there and exchanging your currency. The bank is set up for people walking in with a few $1,000s in cash to deposit or a little bit of travel money. They're not set up for trillionaires to walk in there and set up trusts and all that. So go to the place that's set up just to handle your situation. And of course, you can transfer your money to the bank afterwards. That's, a lot of us will, for everyday operating. But trust that there are 800 numbers and the exchange centers do exist. And when 800 numbers come up, all you got to do is just call and find out for yourself. Then you'll know who's telling you the truth and who's not. But you know what? If I'm going to err, I'm going to err on the side of Bruce and Fisher and Zora and Veritas and all of those people that have been with us all along and been giving information that really sounds logical, and I believe, and it all matches up. And so for somebody to show up out of the blue and say that they're all lying, and if they have the information all of a sudden at this last minute of the game, I find that very highly suspect. I say trust your instinct and find out for yourself.
It sounds to me like that's a cabal move to me.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right. The fact, the ones that are saying you have to join a group doesn't sound right. The ones that are saying Zen's not worth anything, It's the most valuable thing on the planet. Doesn't sound right. And the people saying go to the bank doesn't sound right. Every single one of those are not good advice, in my opinion.
Well, thank you so much, one who believes, and I think that we all need to really make sure we make the right decisions and follow your intuition, and don't let anyone tell you what to do. Do what you think.
Yeah, figure it out yourself. If you got everything you need, and you'll be able to ask all the questions you want to ask when the AGM numbers come out. Then you'll know. Then you'll know for sure.
Okay, well, thank you so much, and thank you, everyone, and be ready and just get prepared to get all your documents ready and start thinking of what you're going to say and how you're going to say it, and just take some deep breaths and get ready.
Perfect.
Thank you now.
All right, Gary, thank you. All right, talk to you later.
Bye.